Welcome back to Shifted Reality, Season 2, Episode 17. Well, news on our end of our last episode. It seems that the Homeowners Association isn't taking it lightly that they have no authority in the shopping district because there's no homes in the shopping district. So now we gotta go and remind them how little authority they actually have. First off, a gentle reminder that this is a Frosthaven licensed shopping district. A reminder that Frosthaven established the portal and opened the doors to the shopping district. And I don't know what these banners are about yet. But I mean, this is a Frosthaven shop. There we go. Oops. And they took down the yellow tape preventing entry. And they seem to think that they have solved the problem by opening up a shop. Look at this poor worker. Already soulless, crushed under the weight of a totalitarian HOA. And look at this. 9 diamonds per rock. No, sorry. There we go. This is a clear violation of Shop Licensing Price Index. Please visit the shop district representative as soon as possible. Don't worry, guy. We'll get you some rights. Maybe we'll even form a union on your behalf. Oh, poor man. And that's why you just can't trust a totalitarian HOA. They always try and shift their authority to places that they have no authority over. Well, we shall see how well this all turns out and whether or not they will actually get... What? The Eye of Sauron is following me. I am under its watchful gaze. We gotta be careful with this. Alright, let's go put these excess banners away until we find their rightful owners. Or at the very least find out what they mean. So now the whole point I wanted the clay farm was so that I can put in some mason houses along this corner. Hopefully I have enough room to fit my vision. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Before we're right on top of the villager breeder here, which actually hasn't produced any villagers yet. But let's start off laying down a simple foundation. Now you notice I put in some upside down stairs right here along the foundation. That's just to kind of give a little bit of an illusion that there is a lower level basement window poking out there, even though we're probably not going to be installing a basement. And now we'll accentuate this a little bit with some brick. And I know a lot of people will use granite. I myself have used granite to break up brick too. But in this case, we're going to use a contrasting color of the white quartz to really make this stand out and look good. And I don't mean to imply that we won't be using any granite. More so just the granite that we do use is going to be used as an accent point rather than a way of creating a weathered look to the building. See how it's coming along? And now we're going to cap off the top of this wall with more solid blocks, and we're going to complete the top of this windowsill with some half slabs. And I know what you're thinking. But Minovate, windows don't attach to half slabs from below. Well, that's okay because the window itself is not actually going to be in this part of the building. Oops, missed one. So as we now have a windowsill here, the actual window is going to be on the inside part of this. And you're going to see how this is going to make it look really nice in just a second. Trust the process. But first, now we have a fairly flat wall at the top. And let's make that more interesting as well. Now let's put some wall accents up here just to make it look not so flat and blocky. Always a challenge with Minecraft, right? Yeah, I think I put this too high. And these upside down stairs at the top is going to give this whole thing a nice capstone effect. Let's just run over here real quick, get a view from an angle and a distance. Oh yeah, that's working. But now you'll notice there doesn't seem to be enough offset by that white. Well, we're going to fix that right now. So to do that, we're going to start building up a little bit of the interior wall and how the interior wall is going to be different from the exterior. We don't need to commit too much to the interior of this wall just yet, but we want enough to get a good solid idea of what the outside is going to be like. There you go, that's our inside window frame. There, how much better does that look now? Just get that little white pop when you look at it from the different angles. Come by, look up close, it's just a little bit framed on the windows. That's looking good to me. Alright, now we're going to need to wrap this around and start working on our front side. However, I only have 8 brick left, so I need to go back to the clay farm and get us some more brick. Now, I've put down some scaffolding to serve as a temporary floor just to get a better feel for where we're going with this. And now I want to complete these walls so they're different from the exterior walls. And I'm probably going to be using more quartz to make this part nice and white. But I don't want this wall to join to what I put in here. And the reason for that is just simply because I want to keep this nice and smooth on the exterior wall. So I only want the little indent where it connects next to the window. This one here, I want to be nice and smooth. I don't want the multiple indents this time. Now I'm going to solve that simply by using blocks that don't connect to walls, which in this case are going to be stairs. So you can see how that comes across from this side where it is just has those gaps because it's, stacked stairs. But on the inside, it's going to look like a nice smooth flat wall. And on the outside, you also still maintain that nice smooth flat wall. And we're not going to lose that appearance here because, again, when we continue on with the existing patterns that we have, the walls pieces will not connect there either. So let's see about putting in a front door, and I actually kind of want to get 2 front doors in here so I can try and split this down the middle as 2 different, houses or condos or apartments, whatever you want to call it. Let's see how well I can do this. Now here's an observation. If I put solid blocks right here for where I'm putting the frame in a door that's right there, the solid block would border up right next to this one on the corner, and I can actually save material by not actually putting anything in this spot. So I'm going to actually go ahead and do that. I mean, if I had enough stone maces, I could have unlimited amounts of quartz. Trying to eliminate or preserve as much as I could might not be as important. But since I don't have that much quartz right now, it is actually still a valuable resource, and that might actually be worth saving. So I'm going to stay on that. And then this one, and this one are going to be my upside down polished stone to kind of take on this appearance as well. Alright, now since I want the front to mirror the side window, but the side window is like 3 tall and doors have a limit of 2 high, which is already going to be starting at this one right here. It's not going to be exactly the same, so I gotta take this for a little bit of a caution in my approach. There we go, now it's starting to really come together. Now we just gotta figure out some form of front porch for these houses. And sometimes you just find yourself at a loss what to do, so you just start fiddling. Like I put on the capstone line along the roof line, then I added what appeared to be some faux windows, and then with some chain and lanterns, I kind of made it look sort of like the lights are sitting in the windows. There. Other angles you can see that they're clearly not, but from this angle it looks pretty convincing. And all that is to say, I still don't know what I'm doing with these doors. So I like the fact that the white helps break up the front end of the building so it's not so red. But I don't like how it kind of looks like a bunch of pipes going into the building. And I don't really have a solution here yet. I wish I had more space to work on this, but I'm trying to keep it in a very tight corner here, so I'm going to take off the quartz. I'm going to leave the underside at the bottom. Let's see how that looks. That does look cleaner. I have to admit that. But still, not quite enough. I have an idea. Okay, that's looking better. It's a little bit more subtle, but gives a stronger contrast. So that's what we're going to go with for the last two. Now I like the shape of these stone brick walls on the entryway, but ultimately I still thought it was a little too blendy with the andesite below it. So we shifted it up with some tuft bricks and put in our doors for each little area. And if you look closely when you come up, there's just a little bit of an accent for each one to indicate a slightly different house, a slightly different personality to the villager that is eventually going to be living in these. And we're getting started with putting in our floor and our walls on the inside. Just to give it a little bit of a personality, we're going with this wallpaper type look using the blend of concrete and concrete powder. It's a pretty standard thing. Now we just need to put in a neutral wall divider that will work for each one. Add in our roof, and then we can, and of course, add some glass to our window. But then soon we can go and get some villagers to move in here. Now, because I was trying to fit in as many houses as I could, I didn't really have too much room to work around here. So I tried to keep this as simple as possible. Just a bed, a little table, and of course, the stone cutter to attract masons into here. And I liked having it all together, so I decided, why not go ahead and build a second one? This is a standalone building. Kind of a proof of concept of how maybe I could do a similar design a little bit bigger in order to make it fit for more of a player base rather than just a villager house. And the final visual look was I added in some chimneys on top just to have that additional metric of life as I like to incorporate. Now we're just waiting until we can get villagers for all 4 houses. I currently have some, but they keep changing their profession even though they have a workstation right there. Once again, I'm locked in as masons, and I'm certain that they have selected this as their bed. I don't intend to keep this close, keep them locked in there, but we will see how useful the villagers end up being. Get a job. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and check out to see if we can't figure out what exactly is going on in the shopping area. Don't fall! Don't fall. Well, he's gone forever. Can you believe this guy? I go to innocently visit him, and he punches me right away. What's up with that? And watch this. He takes a swipe at me with his sword, completely unprovoked. I don't even have a weapon up. I mean, I'm just trying to get the guy's attention so I can have a civil conversation about what's going on with the shop district. And he murders me. This guy. And I go back, Jill's trying to talk to him. You can see in the chat, he's not saying anything. Give him a little bit of help, and he still hits me. Why is this guy so hostile? Look at him staring at me through his windows like some sort of nosy Karen. Typical of an HOA. You know, this isn't the first time Bias has done something like this. Whenever we end up with a pretty active shopping district, at some point he always tries to become authoritarian, and I don't know why. And let me be very clear here. He has zero stake in the shopping district. He has no shops. He just came in one day, putting up signs, declaring himself the over-ruler of everything, telling people that they need to change their shops or tear them down. The shopping district is fine without you, buddy. If you want to participate, build a shop. Stop trying to take control. Great. I turn off my recording and I get stabbed in the back by a zombie. Might as well put it used to you, huh? There we go. See, Bias, I'm helping you out. I'm helping you get workers for your HOA. Dude, I know Gil recently joined the HOA, but that's no reason to litter in his shop. I mean, come on, have some decency. Look, I have no idea why Bias was being so hostile to me. I mean, normally we are on pretty good terms, but he just didn't want to talk tonight, and we will get to the bottom of that soon. Right now, we are just going to keep going, but do leave a comment down below if you think that I am right. Someone who has never had a shop in the shopping district has no right to unequivocally claim ownership or authority over the quality of the shops in the shopping district. I mean, come on, man. I don't know. We need to talk to him. We need to figure things out, and hopefully this does not escalate into anything serious. Everybody just wants to have fun after all. So until next time, I'll see you. Bye, everybody. Tune in next week for another episode of Shifted Reality, and if you've watched this far, be sure to like and subscribe. Have a good one.